They set up the single dad on a blind date with an obese girl, but his words left everyone in tears. Have you ever judged someone before hearing their story? Sometimes the people we overlook are the very ones who teach us the greatest lessons about love, kindness, and courage. Today's story begins with what seemed like a cruel joke, but it ended with a moment that changed every heart in the room. Stay with us until the end, because what one single father said on an unexpected blind date left strangers wiping away tears, and reminded everyone that true beauty is something the eyes can never fully see. Before we begin, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, give this video a like, and leave a comment telling us where you're watching from. Your support helps us share more inspiring stories that remind the world that kindness still exists. Michael was 38 years old and raising his 8-year-old daughter, Lily, alone. Ever since his wife passed away after a long illness, every day had become a careful balance between work, parenting, and trying to stay strong. He worked long hours as a mechanic, packed school lunches before sunrise, helped with homework at night, and somehow still found the energy to smile for his little girl. His co-workers admired him, but they also worried about him. They believed he had spent too many years putting everyone else first. So one afternoon they came up with what they thought was a harmless plan. "We're setting you up on a blind date," one of them announced with a grin. Michael laughed and shook his head. "I don't have time for dating." "You deserve to be happy," another co-worker insisted. "Just one dinner." After weeks of friendly pressure, Michael finally agreed. When Saturday evening arrived, he walked into a small family restaurant wearing his cleanest shirt and carrying a nervous smile. He had no expectations. He simply hoped to enjoy a peaceful conversation. Across the room sat a woman named Emily. She noticed him immediately and stood to greet him. Emily was plus-sized, and the moment Michael's co-workers spotted her through the restaurant window, they quietly laughed among themselves. They had expected him to feel embarrassed. To them, the date was more entertainment than kindness. But they knew nothing about Emily. She greeted Michael with a warm smile that instantly made him feel welcome. "I'm glad you came," she said softly. "So am I," Michael replied. They ordered dinner and began talking. Emily shared that she worked as a children's librarian. Every weekend she organized free reading events for kids whose families couldn't afford books. She remembered hundreds of children's favorite stories by heart and loved helping shy kids discover confidence through reading. Michael listened carefully. He talked about Lily, about learning to braid hair by watching online videos, about burning pancakes every Saturday before finally getting them right, and about how his daughter still left one empty chair at the dinner table because she missed her mother. Emily didn't interrupt. She simply listened with gentle eyes full of understanding. As the evening continued, they laughed over funny childhood memories and shared stories about overcoming difficult seasons in life. For the first time in years, Michael realized he wasn't pretending to be okay. He could simply be himself. Meanwhile, his co-workers continued watching from outside, expecting disappointment. Instead, they saw something they never imagined. They saw two people smiling. Really smiling. When dinner ended, Michael asked if Emily would like to take a short walk through the nearby park. She happily agreed. As they walked beneath the evening lights, Emily quietly admitted something. "I almost canceled tonight," she said. "Why?" "Because people usually judge me before they even know me." Michael stopped walking. He looked at her with complete sincerity. "You know," he said, "my daughter taught me something after my wife passed away." Emily waited. "She told me that flowers don't compete with each other. They just bloom in their own way." Emily smiled. Michael continued. "The world spends too much time measuring people by size, age, money, or appearance. But my daughter reminds me every day that hearts don't have dress sizes." Emily's eyes filled with tears. No one had ever spoken to her that way. At that exact moment, Michael's co-workers happened to walk by, pretending they had just arrived. One of them jokingly asked, "So, how's the date going?" Michael answered without hesitation. "It's the best conversation I've had in years." The laughter disappeared. Another coworker awkwardly smiled. "We were just trying to help." Michael looked at each of them calmly. If helping means making someone feel like they're not good enough, then that's not kindness. Silence filled the air. He continued. "You looked at Emily and saw a number on a scale. I saw someone who spends her weekends helping children read. You saw her body. I saw her heart. You judged her in 5 seconds. I'll remember this evening for the rest of my life." No one knew what to say. Several people sitting on the restaurant patio had overheard every word. One elderly woman quietly wiped tears from her eyes. A waiter standing nearby smiled with pride. Even Michael's co-workers lowered their heads, ashamed of what had begun as a joke. Emily gently squeezed Michael's hand. "Thank you," she whispered. "No," Michael replied. "Thank you for reminding me that kindness still exists." Months passed. Michael and Emily continued seeing each other, not because of pity, but because of genuine friendship that slowly grew into love. Lily adored Emily from the very beginning. They spent afternoons reading books together, baking cookies, and laughing over silly stories. Emily never tried to replace Lily's mother. Instead, she honored her memory while helping create new happy moments for the little girl. Michael often said that life didn't give him the future he expected. It gave him something even better. It gave him people who loved each other for who they truly were. The co-workers who had arranged the blind date eventually apologized. Emily accepted their apology with grace. Her kindness changed them too. They learned that the easiest opinions are often the most wrong, and that every person carries a story invisible to the eye. In the end, the date everyone expected to fail became the beginning of a beautiful new chapter. Because real love doesn't begin with perfect appearances. It begins with respect. It grows through compassion. And it lasts because of kindness. So the next time you meet someone, remember this story. Before making a judgment, take a moment to learn their story. You may discover a heart more beautiful than you ever imagined. Thank you for watching. If this story touched your heart, please like this video, subscribe for more inspiring stories, and share it with someone who believes kindness can change the world. Until next time, remember, the greatest beauty is not found in the mirror, it is found in the way we choose to love others.